Global tension. Russia unleashes its deadliest weapon. A Russian bomb wiped out everything. The creation of the bomb. In this chapter, we'll explore how Russia developed and built its deadliest bomb. From its beginning in the labs to its final assembly, each step is crucial to make sure it causes incredible damage. Imagine a secret facility hidden deep in Siberia where the best scientists and engineers are working non-stop. Here, ideas become reality, and accuracy is key. Every component, every piece goes through tough tests to make sure it works perfectly when needed. The development team faces constant challenges, from handling dangerous materials to using cutting-edge technology. But with each hurdle overcome, they're one step closer to creating a weapon that will change history. Finally, after months of meticulous work, the bomb is ready. Assembled with surgical precision, it represents the pinnacle of Russian military engineering. Once deployed, its impact will be nothing short of catastrophic, changing our understanding of destructive power on the battlefield. Now, with the bomb complete and ready to be used, the world stands on the brink of a new era of conflict and devastation. In the history of modern warfare, few battles compare to the brutal impact of the offensive carried out by Russian armed forces against the invaders who had taken refuge in the heart of the earth. What happened that day was not a simple attack, but an unbelievable display of military power, carried out with a precision that surpassed the capabilities of any army in the world. In a show of unstoppable force, Russian forces launched what would be known as the mother of all bombs, the FA-3000 device, a weapon of mass destruction capable of eliminating any resistance, no matter the obstacles. The invaders, who initially believed they could escape the might of the Russian Air Force by taking refuge in an underground fortress, found that there was no safe place to hide. Even in the deepest corners of the earth, their resistance was completely destroyed by an air force that, with relentless accuracy, left no room for evasion. Russia's military operation not only succeeded in wiping out the invaders, but also sent a clear and forceful message to the rest of the world. There is no refuge that can withstand Russian military might. The heart of the earth, which had been a refuge for Ukrainian fighters, became the main target of a massive air offensive. In a dramatic turn of events, the underground city that the Ukrainians had built as a bastion of resistance was systematically destroyed. This underground bastion, compared by some to a city due to its size and complexity, had been the invaders' last refuge, and its fall would mark a turning point in the war. Throughout the special operation, the Ukrainian military's underground city, located near the village of Molobo, had become a symbol of resistance. Ukrainian forces were confident in their ability to stay hidden and safe underground, far from the reach of Russian aviation. However, the reality was very different. The Russian bomb. A detailed analysis. In this chapter, we are going to explore very carefully how powerful the Russian bomb is, what it does on the battlefield, and what it means for everyone in the world. This Russian bomb, known for its great destructive power, has been very important in military attacks. We are going to see how it is made, how precise it is, and how it affects enemies, both physically and mentally. This well-detailed analysis will help us understand why many consider this weapon to be one of Russia's most dangerous. In addition, we will see how this weapon has changed the dynamics of modern warfare and how the nations of the world are responding to this threat. From its development to its implementation, the Russian bomb has been a matter of great global concern. This analysis will allow us to better understand the devastating impact of this weapon on the world stage. The precision of Russian intelligence allowed Russia's armed forces to locate the bunker with impressive accuracy, which made it possible to carry out a coordinated attack that targeted not only the heart of the underground fortress, but also the escape routes of the Ukrainian soldiers. The FA-3000 bomb was dropped with devastating force, eliminating any hope of survival for those inside. The magnitude of the explosion was such that reports from Russian sources confirmed that the bunker and its occupants were completely destroyed. The explosion left no trace of the underground shelter, and the devastation was total. Those who tried to escape found that there was no way to evade the impact of the explosion. The technique used to carry out this operation was no accident. Everything had been carefully planned, from intelligence gathering to final execution. The FA-3000 bomb, a high-powered bomb, had been used before, but never in an operation of this magnitude. In Kharkiv and Bucha, its ability to destroy high-rise structures had already been demonstrated, but the attack on the invaders' underground fortress represented an even greater test of the effectiveness of this weapon. The operation that took place in the Sumy region was just one chapter in a series of offensives that Russian forces executed with surgical precision. In less than a week, Russian forces repeated the attack in Chov-Yar, where another detachment of Ukrainian troops suffered devastating losses. The Russian Air Force, unstoppable and lethal, shot down enemy aircraft and destroyed any attempt at resistance on the ground. Russia's air superiority, demonstrated in each of these attacks, was enough to wipe out any Ukrainian resistance effort. What followed was a psychological blow to the Ukrainian command. Reports of Ukrainian casualties, which soared to more than 60,000 soldiers dead, echoed through the halls of power in Kiev. The magnitude of the loss, not only in human lives but also in military equipment, was devastating. More than 20,000 tanks and armored vehicles were destroyed, underscoring the magnitude of the disaster for the Ukrainian army. The Russian operation was not only a military blow but also a lesson in strategic attrition for the enemy that, despite having elite units and NATO weaponry, could not cope with the brutal superiority of the Russian forces. In this context, the use of intelligence and advanced military technology played an essential role. The information gathered by Russian security forces allowed attacks to be carried out with an efficiency that left no room for evasion. While Ukraine's attempts to reinforce its positions were hampered by the Russian Air Force, the invaders' resistance was systematically disintegrating. The advance of the Russian troops, unstoppable and lethal, made it clear that there was no refuge that could withstand their power. Throughout the operation, Russian forces also managed to dismantle Ukrainian military infrastructure in the Kursk region. The Kiev command's efforts to move new units to this area were brutally and effectively halted by the Russian Air Force, which left no room for evasion or regrouping of enemy forces. Ukrainian casualties were catastrophic, and the loss of troops and equipment continued to grow in each of the Russian offensives. In short, what happened in the Sumy region and in other nearby areas, such as Kharkiv, Chov-Yar, and Kursk, marked a point of no return in the conflict. The Russian armed forces demonstrated their ability to eradicate any resistance, not only with the brute force of their air force, but also with intelligence, precision, and the use of weapons of mass destruction. The FA-3000 bomb, known as the mother of all bombs, became the symbol of this unstoppable military power, which made it clear that there is no refuge that can withstand its fury. With this lesson of strength, Russia showed the whole world that its determination has no limits and that its army is willing to take the war to any corner of the planet. Thus, in a meticulously planned and precisely executed operation, the invaders were eradicated, and Russia made it clear that there is no escape from its military might.